Noeie. I am gonna be doing a couple of different like holiday baking, holiday goodie making today. So I'm starting off with some Buckeyes. So many of you know I grew up in the Midwest, grew up in Indiana, but my family kind of lived around Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. Ohio is known for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So Buckeyes, I don't know what tree they grow on, but they're like a dark brown nut or like seed with a light brown top. And so Buckeye candies are supposed to mimic what the Buckeye looks like. So it's basically a little ball of peanut butter goodness, half dipped or 3/4 dipped in chocolate. And they're pretty awesome. So today I'm gonna make those. I'm modifying my recipe because normally it makes like a huge amount, and I'm not wanting like 150 Buckeyes this year. So normally it's a 1.5 cups of peanut butter, a 1/2 cup of butter, 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar, but I'm modifying that this year. I did about 1/3 cup of butter, a little over or just about a cup of peanut butter, and then I'll probably do 1 to 2 cups of powdered sugar. We'll kind of see how that plays out. So I have my peanut butter and my butter in my mixing bowl already, and I'm actually going to start to cream that together. Let's see, I want to get the butter out of the beaters. Alright, let's see. And scrape the sides, because I just want to get this mixed up before I start to put the powdered sugar in, so it's just a neater mix. Okay, so that's a pretty good mixture. We'll need to beat it in some more, but I'm gonna start to add my powdered sugar now. So that's about 1.25 cups. I mean, there's no baking to this or anything, so it's not a super hard science. But if you've never made these before, obviously you probably need a recipe to follow. But if you're up for an adventure and just willing to try things out, you can kind of adjust the measurements as you want. Yay! It smells good. I love peanut butter. Okay, let's see what kind of consistency this gives us. That's probably not too bad, actually. Try a little bit. that's good. Probably toss in just a little bit more powdered sugar. And then we'll cream this. Just kind of, I'm just shaking a little bit in, probably another 1/4 of a cup. So what, that makes about a cup and a half. You also want to toss in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. Okay, scrape my sides. Give it one more whirl. Okay, so that's pretty much good. And scrape the beaters off as much as you can. At this point it starts to get kind of crumbly, so that's kind of the way you want it. I'll show you here once I get this all peeled off. And the beauty of this is there's no eggs in this, so if you are a beater licking kind of person, it's totally safe. Okay, so that's about all I'm gonna do for that. Alright, so this is the consistency. So I'm gonna just make sure that this kind of gets all smoothed in together. And voila! Okay, so now what you want to do, and actually I forgot to prep this. Get a cookie sheet or some sort. You can use wax paper or you could use parchment paper. I'm going to use wax paper because I'm all out of parchment paper. And just put that on a sheet. Make sure your hands are clean. Mine are. And I don't know, get like a what is that, a tablespoon size, and then you're just gonna roll it into a little ball like this and stick it on the sheet. So you're gonna do this over and over and over until you have everything rolled. So like I said, just roll them into little balls. Once you do all of this, you're gonna stick them in the freezer, and you'll also put a toothpick in them, so that way you have means to dip them, because basically you're going to put these in the freezer for a bit, which allows you to do other things if you're making other recipes. Then you're going to take them out of the freezer. You'll have your melted chocolate, which is basically if you just have a package of chocolate chips, you can just melt those in the microwave in a bowl, and then you'll dip these into it to where the top is still like uncovered, but everything else is covered. These are actually a little bit loose, so you probably could go up to about 2 cups of powdered sugar with this, with these quantities. But in the normal recipe, and I'll post the other recipe, is about 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar. These have always been a big hit whenever I make them. I've lived in different parts of the country. So back home, like in the Indiana region, people know what these are and people love them. When I lived in New Mexico, I made them and people didn't know what Buckeyes were, but they grew to love them. And then here there's a lot more people from all over the place in the U.S., so more people know about them. But Herschel and the girls love these. And yeah, they're awesome. I love them. And they actually keep pretty well, and they actually also ship mail pretty well too. If you wanted to ship them to make them and give them as gifts, you could easily do that. So, and like I said, the original recipe, I don't know, it seems like it makes like a ton. You can also make these as big as you want or as small as you want too, but yeah, these are, some of them are going to be a little bit bigger. So normally I make these, I make this Chex Mix with white chocolate. It's usually like Chex Mix and M&Ms and pretzels with melted white chocolate. So I make that. I have made truffles in the past, Oreo truffles as well as like ganache truffles. Bark is easy to make and that's fun too. Let's see, what else? Sweetbreads, you know, like cranberry, orange, walnut bread, banana breads, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna keep on going, and then we'll see from this batch about how many that I get. And I have a, I don't know if you can see, but I have a little pot simmering on the stove. And it's got orange peels, because we served oranges with breakfast. So I took the peels, stuck those in a pan, put a cinnamon stick, some ground cinnamon, and some allspice, and added some water, and I'm just letting that simmer. So that's a nice, like, aromatic air freshener that just kind of goes throughout the whole house, and it smells great. Nice and warm and citrusy and spicy, and it's a good way to use my peels, and then once I'm done with that, then they can go into compost. Alright, I'm kind of getting lazy with my rolling here, but this looks like the last one. Like I said, they're varying sizes, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So I got about 30. You could make them different sizes, but those are the sizes I got. I'm going to wash my hands. And then toothpicks go in these. So let me grab my toothpicks and just stick them in. Like I said, this just makes it easier for you to then be able to dip them in melted chocolate once they're frozen. Bump, bump. What are your traditions? Like, what are your favorite things to make? Are there things that have been passed down in your family? Are there things that you started making and everybody was like, you are now the fudge person, or you are now the sugar cookie person? Like, what are your go-to things? Or do you just rely on getting to eat the goodies of other people? Because there's no shame in that game either. So toothpicks and all of those, I'm going to stick these in the freezer. They'll freeze probably for a half an hour or so, and then I will dip them in chocolate. So I'll see you when it's time to do that. Okay, so I have the little balls taken out of the freezer, so they're nice and firm. I have my chocolate chips melting in the microwave, about a cup of chocolate chips, and then just a small like teaspoon of coconut oil if you want to. Just kind of helps for the finished product. And you just want to melt it in the microwave so it's nice and smooth. This probably needs to go another 30 seconds or so. Yeah, we'll do this another 30 seconds. You could also melt it in a double broiler if you wanted to, or double boiler, but microwave works for me. So you're just going to dip them, and actually what is nice, because this has already been in the freezer and it's already lined, what I do is I just dip them and then stick it back onto it, and that actually, because the pan is already somewhat cold, it actually helps to firm up. Once you have them all dipped, then you'll stick them back in the freezer. Alright. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Well, it started to... Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe this overcooked. But it's not creamy. It's chunky.
Oh.
It's not melting like it should be. Maybe it's the coconut oil. Maybe it should have been shortening. I don't know. Well, this is a bit of a fail.
Let's see Mama's hair.
So, what I'm gonna do, I don't know why it would have, what can I do? Water would not be good. Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know why it seized up. Well, let me try to show you. No, I don't know. This is so bizarre. Maybe I'll stop this. Okay, so I have the balls taken out of the freezer, so they're nice and firm. And then I have my chocolate melting in a kind of double boiler action. I just have a pan with water, and then I have my glass bowl with the chocolate chips on top. So that melted my chocolate chips down. I'll remove it, and so you can see the melted chocolate. Oh yes. If only YouTube had smell-o-vision. So now that that's melted, I'm just going to take one ball and dip it in like so. And plop it right back on the sheet. So you can see how I'm dipping them. So I leave just the top part exposed, and that's what looks like a Buckeye. So I'm going to do this for all of them, and then I will put them back in the freezer to firm up, and that's it. That's how you make Buckeyes. So hopefully you enjoyed this recipe. Again, let me know what your favorite holiday treats are. Do you have family traditions? Like, what does that look like for you and yours? Anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share. Let me know if you make these, and best of all, I'll see you in other videos, but hopefully you all have happy holidays. See you guys later. Bye.